Oh, it's got a bit of a lag there.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
Ellie Sanford Moore, first in the house. You can release your video here. Jeff and Jane Greasy, second in the house. Nelson Holden, I love it. Chad Angelo, sip number 1, ladies and gentlemen, back at it. Leon Harris, hello, Leon. Good to see you coming from New York. Hopefully you have power and not snowed in. Might have gone north of you. Peter Glick, thank you, sir, for joining. Those of you that did not get the dress code, there isn't one, so you're okay. We're going to let a few more folks come in. I like to see the people piling into the waiting room. This is good.
I'm going to start to elevate everyone.
All right, we are going to Sean Manning, Scotland Kiefer in the house. Love it, love it, love it. Sean Manning out of the house. Oh, Denise is elevating people. I'm like, people are disappearing. You now have the opportunity, should you so desire, to have your cameras on. You may want to, this is a safe for work episode. Doug Rutherford, how are you? Scotland looked like $1 million with a tree in the background.
Hey, how are you?
We're doing well.
Guys, how you doing?
Hey, Chad, doing great, thanks. Chad started this whole train rolling way back in, I think, February.
Chad, long time no talk.
Yes. What, it's been an hour?
Jeff and Jane, they get the Red Award.
Woo!
That's impressive. There's the Mannings are in the house. Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Yeah.
Leon Harris at a tropical isle.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah, we just spent last Saturday evening with Leon and Pat, right?
Yep. Nelson, is that a Zoom artifact or is that an actual real hat?
Well, that's a real hat.
I love it. Off the top of the bat, I want to let everyone know that Debbie Long, who has been on many of these sips, actually will not be joining us because she is babysitting, I believe, a 3, 5, and 7-year-old grandchild. And that is not conducive of wine tasting because they
She'll need
require
a drink.
massive attention. What's that?
She'll need a drink or 10.
Exactly. But they are wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy Holiday. So we are going to give this, Michelle Kuznets is in the waiting room.
Michelle.
We'll let her jump in. We're going to keep this extremely informal, unlike my attire, but this is the first time I've worn a tie in a year.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would unbutton my top collar, but then the clip-on doesn't stay on. So Julie Fogarty, there she is. But I wore this tie specifically because it's my festive tie. That is downtown Chicago, the famous Marshall Field building, and they don't make this tie any longer. It was a collector's item. At least that's what it was sold to me as. And so it is a collector's item now, but yeah, because Marshall Fields isn't around anymore. So unfortunately, it is. Jan Kiefer, hello, happy Friday.
Happy New Year.
Cheers. I'm curious, what does everyone have in their glass? Let's start with Chad.
I have, of course, one of mine, our first white wine, Sauvignon Blanc special release from Napa, 2019.
Excellent. And everybody that doesn't know Chad, when he says one of mine, Angelo Cellars is his winery, and he started us off 39 weeks ago with SIP, and was our virgin SIP, so to speak, and threw caution to the wind and said, sure, I'll do this. This sounds like a train wreck. Why not?
And look what it caused.
39 weeks later, here we are. Children have been born in that span, and all through wine.
And I had nothing to do with any of them.
Your wine might have, though.
My wine might have, but I had nothing to do with any of them.
Doug Rutherford, what's in your glass?
Davis family.
All right. Likewise.
Davis.
Oh, Davis.
And yes, Peter Glick.
We talked about it. Barry was gone.
I only
Uh,
drink what you sell me, Martin.
I'm humbled. Sean and Marilyn, what are you guys drinking? What is your first bottle or second?
They're drinking some green drink.
Iron Horse Wedding Cuvée to start. And now we are on to, sorry, we're going off the continent, a French Bordeaux.
Ah, very nice. Julie Fogarty.
I have a Trujillo.
Ah, very good. It's an awesome red wine. Jan.
The Lampreday.
Wow. This is impressive. Leon and Pat, I have to see. Ah, the Zoetic. Very nice. Jeff and Jane, did we see what you're hoisting tonight? Ah, the cast.
Cast.
That is
Rosé.
awesome. Very good.
Did we get
Diane Yetter to all panelists. Am I in the wrong link? She might be.
No.
Oh, no, Denise has got to let her in.
Sorry.
So, by the way, you guys can turn off your cameras if you don't want to be seen, but I wanted to just, when we started this 39 weeks ago.
Scotland? What's he drinking?
Oh yeah, Scotland, what are you drinking? I'm sorry.
We've got the Cliff family, the Kit's Killer Cab.
Nice.
Very nice. There's Diane
Oh,
Yetter.
that's
great.
good. That
Yeah,
was my
smells
first
great.
sip.
Good. Diane, what's in your glass?
I am drinking the Zoetic, not the hop kiln, the,
Block 21.
yes, the Block 21.
Ooh, 2 Zoetics in the house. Okay, this is going to be interesting because there might be a Zoetic trivia question later on.
Ooh.
Okay, so I'm glad everyone's got their cameras open. I want to give away a couple of awards this evening, which are near and dear to us because all of us are here at Cellar Angels to basically help these wineries bring great wine to people, and we can't do it without all of you. And I mean that. I mean, this is a village, a tribe. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Ivy and JR, what are you drinking? Scotch.
Sorry, I had to unmute. We're drinking the Grayscale Merlot.
Oh, a sneak peek of a future wine. Oh,
Delicious.
letting the cat out of the bag and a Corvin on that too. That was actually probably for management to make certain they don't get the wrong impression that bottle's half gone already.
Yeah, we're,
If for those of you that don't know, this show does not run without Ivy and without Denise and JR as well from the background because Denise is in fact mission control for that. And I'm seeing who's got background noise.
From Michelle's one.
Someone's got the news on or the basketball game.
There we go.
Good. So let's get some awards going. And one of the things that we talk about, and the Facebook folks, I'm really sorry that if you're tuning in and you can't win any awards, you need to be on Zoom. So
Oh,
we're an equal platform promoter, and Zoom is the platform we're choosing to equally promote. But this is our 39th week in a row, and I never imagined it would evolve the way it has. And this is our 39th virtual tasting. We've done about 53 virtual tastings this year. We did three this week, did 3 last week. I have another one coming up next week, have one already scheduled in January. They are very, very popular because obviously we all like to socialize, and what's better to socialize than wine? But I would not have guessed 39 weeks ago that 2 people would be sitting here with us every single week besides Ivy and Denise. And as I say every week, they are either really, really loyal, bored out of their skulls, have a drinking problem, or all of the above. But I want to give a special recognition and a $100 gift certificate to Jeff and Jane Greasy for just the tremendous support and being here 39 weeks in a row.
Thank you. Thank you.
it's been our pleasure.
Yeah.
And they've done it not just from their home, they do it from other people's homes, they do it from their cabin in the woods, they do it from a motor home. It doesn't matter, as long as they're Wi-Fi, they're on. So cheers to that.
We even did it with grandchildren hidden in the background.
They did do that. So now let's keep the money flowing, and we're going to do our first poll question. And you have to answer by placing your comment in the chat.
Oh,
Oh,
So
Okay.
this is one where get your fingers on the keyboard,
Open your chat.
open your chat. And if you have difficulty with technology,
Everybody.
you will probably not win. So place your answers in the chat. And here is,
Oh, and Jeff and Jane, sorry, you're excluded.
yeah, you can guess, but you can't win.
Okay.
So here we go. Is everybody ready? Nod heads. Perfect. Last week, we featured a winery owner with a unique certification. He wasn't a winemaker or a viticulturist. What is Brian Ron's certification?
Oh, you know what? You have to type it.
Sean wrote A. Whoa, whoa. He's A. Wow, holy cow. Everyone has gotten it right so far. So this was a speed round. Julie Fogarty in the house with soil scientist. Oh my God. Runner up, second question, the answer was A. So Sean, now that we know how it works, you're gonna be all set for question number 2 in a little bit. But so that's good. Julie Fogarty, you've got a $25 coupon coming your way. 50, I'm sorry. Denise just, Mission Control just kiboshed 25 and said 50. So there we go. When we do these, I can tell you they are a little bit of nerve wracking. We've had amazing technological challenges, and we've done it from 4 different locations since Chicago, 2 in Naples, and now our primary residence. One of them we had to do on a hotspot, and we ripped through about 3 gig that night in our plan, which was fun, trying to do the sip on a hotspot. Mike Daggett's coming in. But I can tell you every single time we do a virtual wine tasting, we usually, when we do them privately, we start off with this key slide. And by the way, the Greasy's actually, we've done some of this. There's some folks that aren't on right now, the Marcellas from Signa, they did some stuff. So it starts out very classy. Emotionally, psychologically, I'm actually feeling like, we got this going on. And I feel a little bit like Maverick. Behind the scenes, though, Denise is also a little bit nervous. And if you remember the scene from Airplane, and then literally about 3/4 of the way through, when we start experiencing some technological challenges, this is me trying to steer the ship and get everything back to normal. And it's that way when you have technological challenges. But we thought we know Scotland, we know Jeff and Jane. Don't think those chants in the line of Google Earth, go unnoticed. I can hear the echo off the rafters. It's like I'm at the stadium in Chicago listening to the Hawks game and the Bulls in New York. And I hear the Google Earth.
Hey, Liz.
Liz, how are you? Mike Daggett, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Big time folks about it. So I wanted to try to up our Google Earth game. And this is fraught with terror.
It's been a rough week around here.
It's been a rough week around here. So you all know that we typically start our Google Earth right here. Normally the pilot's not drinking like this. Sometimes we are. Sometimes captain and co-pilot are drinking. But literally a week or 2 ago, I found this little tool up here, Enter Flight Stimulator. I've been drinking since 2. So we're gonna go on the F-16 and we're gonna take off from runway 28 right, and we are going to attempt an F-16 flyby of Napa Valley.
Okay. I can't look.
Now, I'd like to ask the flight attendants to remain seated because it's going to be a little bumpy on the way out. Please put up your tray tables and maybe assume crash position.
This is unbelievable.
Don't put your drinks down.
For the record, I am not instrument certified. I've never flown a plane before. And
we do have somebody from Boeing in the house, though. So maybe you can
ruined the rental.
And I will warn you, the F-16 takes off very fast, and we are going to do a hard bank to the right that if you have an air sickness bag nearby, I would keep it handy. So let's just see what could possibly go wrong here.
You sound like a Northwest pilot.
Oh,
It's so wrong.
buckle up. Buckle up. How does everyone like it so far?
Smooth.
Doesn't
Feel
feel like.
like
Your flaps are down too much for takeoff.
All right, yeah.
I do have an aerospace degree, so I might know something.
There you
That's
go.
right.
I have absolutely no idea what that means. This has just worked very well in the
Just
test.
not Blame them.
Just don't shear the wings off. We're about 250 mph here.
Oh, that's okay. You pay no attention to the sudden altitude drops either.
Yeah. At this point, the landing gear is collapsing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, by the way, just so everyone recognizes, this is a flight that we take off. We actually don't ever land the plane.
Ah,
Phew.
Okay, now we have to just get north in a hurry.
I thought you were going to turn right.
This is right.
This is right.
Yeah, he is turning right.
Your other right?
not to us, but.
Well, yeah,
that's
sure.
okay.
You.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
You're
now we're
about
going
to
right.
flip us upside down.
I did that in rehearsal. It was actually pretty cool.
It's not good for my drink, though.
I said, buckle up. Pay attention, people. I warned you.
Yeah, I need my sippy cup.
This guy's doing 600 miles an hour at 1,100 feet.
There's been a lot of changes in the flight laws since the pandemic, Jeff.
Thank goodness.
Oh, see, I forgot to put my flaps down.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's going to go well.
That's the first time I haven't made it out of San Francisco.
Better take over.
No, hang on. We have to do it one more time. Someone's got to remind me to put the Chad Angelo, co-pilot. You got to remind me about the flaps.
I did.
No, you said on takeoff.
You have flaps down at 60% for takeoff. We'd never get going.
Oh, we'll get going. I just need to get down.
Flaps back up.
That's why we had to take off at 300 miles an hour.
It's overrated. By the way, earlier this week, I literally went driving through the rental car parking lot
With the plane.
with the plane.
Hertz has already filed a lawsuit against Martin.
Classic taster landing.
But the good news is there's nobody there because nobody can fly.
That's a good point.
You can't
Don't forget
fly
your
either.
gear. Put your
I
landing
don't
gear.
even know what the gear button does.
Put your landing gear up.
Well, that
Raise
much I
and
know. but
lowers the gear. It's
You
too
can't-
late.
Can't do it via a computer. Okay, now this is better. We're climbing.
Yeah, now we're up at 4,000,
It's
5,000. Yeah.
better, but we're about to flip over.
No.
You should not have any flaps on at the moment. You should up your flaps.
Up your flaps,
There
Martin.
you go.
Need a life vest.
Same to you, Doug.
Denise has said that to him a number of times.
I'm sure.
Well, just up your flaps, Martin.
Good point.
For the record, that's the Golden Gate Bridge below us.
Woohoo.
Nice.
Still there.
Still
You didn't hit it, did you?
I don't know. There we go. I don't know what's happening. Oh, hey.
That's obvious.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, we're leveling up, baby.
No, we're not. Why is it doing that?
Down.
Okay. It's a bit nerve wracking on my end. I wonder if it has to do with the sharing. There's Sausalito. There's,
We're the pig.
oh, hey.
There's the bay.
Don't look down too much.
Close up view.
Every time you go down, you lose 2,000 feet.
Your plug, yeah, you point the plane to it, yeah.
We're taking the scenic route.
Pay no attention to the altitude climbing.
Altitude's overrated.
Yeah, until you don't have enough.
Why is it doing that? There we go. Okay, the problem is with the sharing. Okay, who's sick?
Oh,
Oh my
I don't know
God.
if this is a buzz enhancer or a buzz kill, Marty.
You should have seen me earlier. I was flying over Opus. It's okay. So here's San Pablo.
All right, so you're over the bay.
There we go. There's Napa off to the right. Whew. Feels like I'm taking off of O'Hare through thunderstorms. And our flaps are down. We're at 720 knots. Things are looking good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're gonna overshoot Napa here in about 30
Yeah,
seconds.
we're gonna go by in about 7 seconds.
Yep.
Oh, you do go by quick. I'll let you know that much. So pay attention. And our whole goal today is to just see a vineyard. That's it.
The vineyard.
And then there's
Hey,
extra,
Chad, can you just like lean out your door and wave?
there's extra cash if you can name which vineyard it is.
Are we gonna auger into David's family?
Oh,
Don't you mean take out a vineyard?
Lord.
Okay, now you're gonna do the loop-de-loops.
Oh,
Oh, here we go.
All right. We'll exit the flight station.
We were climbing fast and losing speed quickly.
Oh my God, that was heart-rendering. All right, so we'll skip
You got 2
that.
weeks to perfect it before the next. Before the next.
I spent 8 days perfecting it. I had 5 test flights today, didn't crash once.
Hey, Denise, that was kind of like our first sip. I mean, we did it for like 2 or 3 days beforehand, trying to get all the demographics worked out.
Be live too, not Zoom.
That's a good point. All right, let's give away some more money. Poll question number 2. Hang on, little aiming fluid. Spoken like a golfer. All right. And some folks are going to have a little bit of advantage here. SIP episode 22 featured Zoetic founder Kim Vance. Kim is a self-proclaimed clone geek. Her Block 21 is comprised of 100% of which Pinot Noir clone?
Who is it? Scotland.
Oh. No. Block 21. No, it's not.
You know, help Kim. B.
yeah, I like that. Sean.
Tell me the sheep.
Oh, that was silly.
Gene Golden. All right.
Oh, geez. Sorry, everyone sitting in the waiting room. My apologies for not opening your camera. I'm doing that right now.
That's mission control. Send all letters to her. Email.
Been drinking.
All right. So let's see.
Rebecca Chandri coming.
Let's scroll. Mission control. Answer in chat only. First right answer wins. What's a clone? So no one chose that, which is good. All right, mission control. Do you have an idea of who was the first hands-on winner?
It was Scotland.
Scotland Kiefer.
Woo!
Can you,
Hey.
for extra credit, can you name 7 other clones that Kim likes?
Maybe.
Yeah, smartphones down. No, that was very, very good. Very, very good. Everyone toast Scotland.
Woohoo!
And all the winners. That was awesome. Mission Control, after recognizing people are sitting in the waiting room and is handing me her glass for more wine. So I think we can arguably say that this is the strangest year ever. And all of us, I think, have come through it with flying colors. But I'm curious, we have a little bit more money to give away at the top of the hour. The networks, you know, they bother us they have to put in a commercial break here and there. But we're going to be continuing this 3 weeks from tonight. So I don't know what you're going to do with your Friday nights. Hopefully you fill them with mirth and merriment and great wine and great conversation, great people, great food, which is what this is all intended to do. But January 8th, we'll start up again. Same format. And if anybody has suggestions on here's what I would love to see, here's what I never want to see again. And flight simulation is certainly at the top of the list right there.
Right there.
It's so disappointing because it worked so well in rehearsal. It was like the Timex ad from the 80s. It just worked flawlessly. But you were, Chad, you're correct. And I think, Jeff, you might have mentioned it too. you whip through the southern end to the northern end of the valley in about 6 seconds. And at 500 feet though, it is pretty cool because you can see all the Silverado Trail, Route 29, and then pretty soon you're at Calistoga flipping around, coming down the Sonoma side. That plane can do some speed, that F-16. Rebecca Chandri, I have to ask what's in your glass.
I am drinking rosé tonight.
Ah, very nice.
Your rosé?
Yes.
Rebecca Chandri of Chandri Family Vineyards.
And also of Sip, probably Sip in the teens. Rebecca was an early one.
Yeah.
Very nice. And we are opening this up to an open forum in regards to suggestions, favorite sip, and by the way, Rebecca and Chad, you don't have to answer Rebecca and Chad's favorite sip. But one of the things we're contemplating in the new year is maybe perhaps doing something from an educational standpoint where, okay, maybe 1 week we do discuss clones. Next week we do discuss barrel management. Next week, just something at a high level to enhance the educational aspect. We're open to ideas. This is a free forum. What are your thoughts with regards to anything you would love to see from these fantastic small producers out of Napa and Sonoma? Slow down, not everybody at once.
We were talking about maybe like a comparative, like a, Cabernet, Valley Floor, Mountain Fruit, or, something along those lines would be fun.
He wants an excuse to open 2 bottles in the same night.
We're with you, Scotland.
Hey, I like it.
I usually do let him.
What I'm hearing, Scotland, from you is like a vertical tasting of four vintages.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Birth year till now. No, just kidding.
in Magnum.
We might not make it to the following sip if we did that.
No.
I've actually been to one like that.
Oh,
really?
25-year vertical of Viader.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
They were pouring off magnums.
Hope there were a lot of people.
Danger, Will Robinson.
I was plowed. And I only drank the good ones. I went on wine, the ratings and figured out which ones were the good ones. I only drank them.
Oh, so you pay attention to critics. Blasphemy.
Some.
All right, so I like that's a great idea, Scotland, because you could do, several different variants of that, right? You can do Valley Floor, Mountaintop Cabernet. You can do certain Cabernet clones, same clone, different areas. I want to taste this clone in Howell Mountain, this clone on Spring Mountain, or whatever. That's
what I would do.
I mean, last week. Go ahead.
That's something that Noble does. We've had that experience with Noble. It was with a cab, different years. We tasted.
I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
What was your favorite?
Uh-oh, Jane.
Yeah. Jane likes Noble too.
Which one?
I like the older one. I think there were 6 of us. I think I was the only, I don't remember the year, but I was the one that liked the older wine. It was stronger.
If memory serves, I think his oldest current release or availability is the 04.
He's 04 and he's almost out of it.
That's my favorite.
And that's James.
04 was really good.
His
It
favorite's
was.
07, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Mission Control, you taking notes?
It's all up there.
She's recording the whole event, Martin.
Don't leave your stinking notes.
I literally cannot repeat what you just said to me in the air.
See if you can get half bottles. That'd be a great way of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Half bottles.
Yeah.
You get
Nice.
half bottles from vineyards. That'd be a great way of doing that.
Chad, how difficult is it to do all of your wines on half bottles?
Not all, but I mean, if you can just, do some of it.
Right.
Like a specific tasting.
Right.
Yeah, it's a whole other bottling.
No, I understand, but they would make it easier because
Yeah.
to do it.
Chad, you don't do anything in 375s, do you?
No,
Yeah.
we
So
only
much
do
hard to get them all.
750s.
Yeah.
We should just not have a pandemic, and then we can all get
You know.
together and bring magnums.
And then we could
Yeah.
shoot.
Well, there you go.
No, Peter, I've actually, several folks have asked us that in the past to say, can you send out 4 of these at a 375? And there are a couple companies out there. One company I know that has an app, and they're doing, small bottle tastings, and they diagram your profile and stuff like that. Those of you that remember Stephanie DeMasi and Juslin Wines, Stephanie built the whole business on TSA approved bottles. And then TSA changed their regulations, and it was called fly wine. So that, because I think we all know that the wine you're getting on the flights is not very good. And if you're going to be on a flight like the one we just experienced, you're going to need something stronger than wine, like maybe a gun or a cyanide pill. But,
Or a parachute.
or a parachute. But it's there's a couple different bottle manufacturers, and Peter, I'm going to take that under advisement, because there's some folks we've talked to in the past, and like Chad said, it's and Rebecca's not here, but from a winery perspective, it's just a whole nother SKU and a whole nother ball of wax. It's just that's the sad thing, because it's a great idea, but unless you're doing 15,000 cases of something or more, it kill it for the small winery.
I understand.
And a lot of the bottling companies right now are not running them because they're not selling. Most people aren't doing them, and the stores aren't selling them. So because
Everyone's drinking a lot more now.
it's actually more expensive to bottle a 375 than a 750 right now.
Well, that makes sense. 'Cause you're doing-
And it's the
But
pandemic.
I've done a tasting from three different bottles from one winery. So they just sent out 3 bottles from one winery, and then you open all 3 and you have a little bit of each, or a lot of each, depending upon what day of the week it is.
I think the week 1 sip, the after event was a feature of a vertical of 3 years, right, Chad?
Yes.
Yours. Yeah.
Yes.
So
right now we've got 4.
Nelson and Liz, any thoughts on things you'd like to see in 2021?
I think you're hitting them. I think it's fun. I think more of this. The chat is good.
The
How about something on blending?
The chat is fun. Yeah.
Yeah, like once a quarter or something.
Yeah. How about something about blending wines?
That would be good.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I would love that. That would be great.
That's my Disneyland.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to do.
And something that might be interesting is have the same varietal from 2 or 3 different wineries together. So if you're going to do side by sides, if you had, because then you could get different perspectives from the winemakers. That is
From the
assuming the
same region
winemakers would be
also.
open to that.
Right.
Yeah. And maybe from even the same region
Yeah.
or AVA.
I was thinking the same vineyard, actually. There are lots of people that buy grapes from Dutton Ranch, and it may not be easy in your focus with smaller producers, that a lot of them are on estate, but it'd be worth a try.
Doug, it's hysterical that you just said that, because I was going to reference Dutton Ranch and the fact that you're right. There are so many small producers that source from Dutton, and it would be interesting to taste 3 producers Chardonnay from the exact same vineyard lot.
Yeah.
That would be really, yeah.
Take a little research for that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we could do, that would be an interesting, obviously you couldn't do something like that every week, but if you had enough advance notice and we worked with the wineries behind the scenes to say, in 10 weeks, we're going to do a Chardonnay retrospective of 3 different Chardonnays of this vineyard block with this clone, you guys, and then we put it in a sip kit to say, hey, the Chardonnay extravaganza is coming up April 10th, order now, and then we just, probably do 4 or 5 of those a year or something like that with enough advance notice. I think that's a great idea.
And to Peter's point about being able to taste more without having so much wine open, I wonder if we should reach out to Coravin and just see and give our customers the opportunity to purchase a Coravin through us, and then we could start to do these multiple wine tastings.
That's a good.
That's a good idea. I'm a corporate member of theirs, so we can you and I can tag up and see if we can't do some type of deal with them, special promotion code or something for Cellar Angels to do that. I use mine all the time here at the house.
That would be.
That is possible. I mean, it was a bigger producer, but Frank Family had a program earlier in the year where they had a deal on the Coravin as well. So I presume that Coravin was involved in that.
Yeah,
they are. And Frank Family, fun fact: U of I grads, Champaign, Illinois folks, and also less fun fact, they aren't making any Cabernet this year. They've foregone 300 some odd thousand case production because of smoke taint.
Join the
So,
club.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's a great idea. And I have a contact, and Chad, let's connect offline because the Corvin folks reached out to us a while back and to put together some sort of program. So I like that idea.
I have a question for Chad and Rebecca.
I can barely hear you, Denise.
Yeah, you're through, but she's through Martin's mic.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, we have feedback. I'll try and speak up.
Okay.
Rebecca and Chad, do either one of you know what the percentage of people who actually did get fruit this year and didn't have smoke taint?
In Napa, I would say probably about 50% of the wineries, if they did not pick before the first fire, is going to have nothing this year.
Oh, that's terrible.
I would agree, if not think that number's larger.
It could
We
be.
didn't pick a single grape this year. We couldn't get anything in before the August fire ourselves, because being in Coombsville, just that was never going to happen. And even some of our fellow vintners that we all know together throughout the valley, I personally only know of a couple vintners that were lucky enough to pull it in. Everybody else that I know didn't make wine.
Yeah, my group that we lease our winery in St. Helena, there's 6 of us. What we had planned to bring in, we brought in 13% of our total volume.
Wow.
So just to put it in perspective, this is going to be a long-term effect to the industry because, like myself and like we were just discussing, over half of Napa is not producing wine in 2020. They already bought their barrels. So next year, the barrel companies aren't going to sell barrels because everybody's already got them. So the barrel companies are looking at next year at a very bad year.
How long will it take before the vines that actually got burned will?
Well, there's 2 factors right now that we're all dealing with is fire. And I got cookies I got to grab real quick. I'll be right back. Rebecca, go ahead.
Oh no, that's great. Rebecca, you're on.
I did hear
What the heck was that?
I hope you brought enough for everybody to share.
Yeah.
Right here, I don't know where you are, Chad, but I am expecting cookies delivered.
Actually, I think Chad's closest to the Mannings in Denver.
Yeah, Colorado Springs.
Oh man. So I have no idea where he was going with that, other than for the vineyards that were destroyed by fire, if they were taken out, I mean, we're talking about first clearing the land, then replanting, and then a couple of years before you're back in production. So that's significant.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, there were some vineyards that were just damaged, right? They took a little bit of heat damage. Those vineyards should recover relatively quickly, because once you prune off the stuff that got damaged, as long as the root stock and that weren't damaged, they should have a relatively quick recovery, thank goodness. Like for us, all of our damage was in the fruit. Our vines were not harmed by fire. So next year, God willing, we should have, and in fact, if it's anything like 2017, we will have a significant crop next year, which will be nice.
The other part of that is the carbon from the ash, that the rains haven't come in California yet, which will help flush the carbon out. If we don't have enough rain this winter through the rainy season, carbon could be a problem going into spring when the grapes wake up. And carbon in the soil, the grapevines will absorb that and could taint the grapes for next year. So
true.
Everybody pray for a lot of rain, because a lot of areas have significant ash issues that the only way you can get it out is from water flushing the carbon out. So what Rebecca said is 100%. The third part is the carbon issue. So some wineries, if we don't get enough rain, may not be able to produce
Even in 2021.
in 2021. So for that fact, some wineries may lose 2 consecutive years of making wine. And as she said, if you have heat issues, or you actually had burnt vines, the other part of that is if they're burnt vines, you got to wait until the carbon's out of the soil before you replant.
Yeah,
So
you were getting cookies.
waiting until 2022 to have to plant if we don't get enough carbon out of the soil this winter.
By the way-
And currently the outlook for rain is not very good. Just,
Yes.
you know, we're so dry right now, and I don't think they show any systems through the end of the year. So
No.
we will have like only 2 or 3 days of rain in December, I think, Chad, right? Like so
Yeah.
insignificant.
And it was not much. It was
No.
quarter of an inch.
It was insignificant. So let's hope for I mean, I hate this part of being a farmer's daughter. Let's root for a really rainy January.
January and February, we need a lot of rain. We really do.
By the way, the serious look on Peter, Scotland, and Doug's faces is because they're currently shorting barrel stocks in Europe on the OPEX exchange. So
call me.
Who told?
I can give you some stuff.
Scotland says true story.
I did hear from friends that production in Santa Barbara County and Santa Rita Hills was being bought up. Is that something you've considered to keep the?
So absolutely, I actually know several vintners that bought fruit from that area for the 2020 season. They also had spots of fire damage as well this year. I mean, the entire state was on fire. I have tasted some wine that a friend purchased out of Santa Rita Hills. It's beautiful. I also tasted one lot that was less than pleasurable.
Less than beautiful.
Less beautiful. Thank you.
All right.
Those were left over.
Go ahead, Doug.
Those were the ones that were left over that hadn't already been committed, right? So it is a little bit of a risk. Actually, while I'm on, there's one other idea that comes from one of our other relationships that was the clear winner of the year, which was it was 3 bottle tasting. So that would be really good, really set people off. But it was combined with chocolatier that was really high-end chocolate and wine tasting, both white and red. And I think if they did that quarterly, they'll just coin money. So I would suggest that to you as something you could try to.
Appreciate that. That's a great idea. Peter, were you saying something? Okay, that's a great idea because there is something that you can do on a quarterly basis with like a charcuterie company, meat company, fish company, or anything like that, and package something together.
Lobster.
Lobster always works. That is fine. I want to give everyone a chance because we're going to give away some more money. This one's a little bit more involved, and it is a scavenger hunt. So everybody is allowed to participate. Ooh. And the scavenger hunt for another $50 coupon, unless Denise yells at me again, is you have to produce a bottle, your oldest bottle in your collection. The bottle has to be full. It cannot be opened. And whoever has the oldest bottle wins. There is no time limit. Don't kill yourselves.
You need to see it, huh?
We need to see it. I want not photographic evidence. I need.
Oh, yeah.
For those of you that aren't running away, you can eat with me and drink champagne.
There you go.
So this is unfair for me as I am doing some pretty serious construction on our home. So I have cleared out my personal cellar and brought it up to the vineyard, and everything is now at my mom's. Ready? I have just enough to get by.
We have the same problem. We just moved, so I'm also dealing
right,
with the same.
Scotland. I think he was trying to just exclude us.
Exactly. I think it's really what it is.
I'm taking it personal.
Scotland's running to the storage container, just going, hang on a second, I can still get back in time.
I got something. We'll see.
Okay, so Martin, I'm gonna totally ask a question. It's not my game to ask questions, but since I came late to the party, I don't know where everybody's from.
All right, I will tell you, I don't know what Hollywood Squares you're looking at, but Ivy is the linchpin that holds all of everything together, from social, from marketing, from the website, from special orders, all of it together. She's in Chicago. Chad Angelo is in Colorado Springs. Doug Rutherford, who has disappeared to the annals of his basement to grab a vintage, is in Minnesota. Scotland is, I believe, still in the Chicago region.
Yeah.
Peter, ¿dónde está?
Chicago.
Chicago, excellent. Jeff and Jane Greasy are in Barrington, Illinois, a suburb of Chicago. Mike Daggett,
Indianapolis.
Indy.
Ooh.
Julie Fogarty, Chicago. Nelson Holden, basically, Nelson is wherever the sun takes him and the weather suits his clothes.
I like Nelson.
Where are you guys today,
Michigan.
Nelson?
Michigan.
Michigan, excellent. Pat and Leon, are you in the Bronx? You're on mute.
Are you talking to us, Marty?
Rockland, New York.
Rockland, New York, excellent. Diane Yetter,
Chicago.
now we're talking to you, Shauna Maryland.
No, the Mannings are muted. Okay.
We're from Denver.
Highland Ranch cover. I don't know.
Was that the question?
Where would I rather be? In Napa, eating inside a restaurant, drinking great wine. This is bullshit. Sorry. Look at this, Marty. Look at, did we win for biggest and oldest wine?
Maybe.
Okay, I also like the Mannings.
Yes.
Love you, Rebecca.
Jan Kiefer, where are you from?
Annapolis, Maryland.
Ah, nice, excellent.
We like
And just for those of you that don't know, English is not Sean's first language. He's still learning.
We missed the question. Where are we from? Lakewood, Colorado, in Littleton, Colorado.
No, where are you right now? But Highlands Ranch works perfectly.
Highlands Ranch.
That's a 2000.
Yep.
Oh,
Well,
I thought we were
it's
asking
a
the
pleasure to
oldest
meet. Thank you, Martin, for indulging me. I was looking at all the squares. I'm like, I have no idea where these people are.
But you've shipped wine to most of us, Rebecca, so that's good.
That is true. I thank you all for everybody who's ever was introduced to my wine through Martin and Denise. Like he said earlier, I've been doing this with them for a few years, and I love it. It's such a wonderful way to bring my wine to people.
Ellie Sanford and Sally Sanford Moore, where are you folks from?
We're in Cary, North Carolina.
Cary, North Carolina. I've been there quite a few times. RTP, we did a bunch of tastings at Raleigh Country Club. And it is, Cary's one of my favorite places. And I worked for a company many, many moons ago from Cary, North Carolina.
I have a very dear friend that used to live in Cary. She's now out in Apex, but I am very familiar with Cary.
We're close to Apex.
All right, Doug, I said Minnesota, but now you can correct me.
No, that's true. But I was actually, so help us out on Cary. What is it, the containment area for relocated Yankees or something like that?
I'm one of those.
That's funny. It is. That's actually what it's called. But it is a fantastic area. And wait, Ellie, so you said you're one of those. Where were you from originally?
New Hampshire.
Ah, okay. And you're loving it right now in Cary because New Hampshire yesterday got 3 feet of snow.
Yes.
And that is not an exaggeration. I saw pictures from relatives, 3 feet of snow. So they will have a white Christmas, a white Valentine's Day, a white Memorial Day. They will have a lot of snow on the ground. All right, so it looks like everyone is back with a bottle. And I am going to have Mission Control doesn't have the best microphone.
They're putting it in the.
Oh, they're putting it in the chat. Okay. Let's just see.
Okay.
We're going to put it in the chat, and then we're going to need photographic evidence. Sean says B. Wait, that was from earlier.
Okay, it's a, 1990, there's people with older,
I think Peter wins by a
people with
landslide.
older stuff.
Peter Glick. Peter with an open invitation to all comers for Chicago. What, is that the shoulder that's just so low, Peter? Or have you Corvin that?
No, it's the shoulder. This was bought at the old Sam's Liquor.
Oh, yeah.
About 10 of them sitting there.
Yeah.
I think they paid like
Somebody had a 92.
or something. God knows what the story really was, but this is the best sealed one. And I've had it for about, I don't know, 10 years or so. I'm afraid to open it. I'm not sure if it's good, but.
Corvin.
Corvin time. Yeah.
I have a new idea for a group tasting. I think we need to open these bottles together.
You know,
But we ought to be together to drink them.
There you go, Chad.
By the way, Scotland, when you say open these bottles, I think you mean meet at Peter's house and open that bottle. I heard you.
Peter, I will invite you to my house and we can open it here in Napa.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
We'll be there.
We need to do a Napa trip. Everybody show up one weekend and
Wouldn't that be fun?
we can show you guys around. You know, we can come to my winery, go to Rebecca's.
We totally need to do that.
All right.
We've been on so many of these, we've been keeping a list of all the places we must now go to. That list is going to take us, I don't know, several months, I'm sure, guys. So we're excited to get out there, Chad and Rebecca, for sure.
We've got some wonderful rentals that you can do long term.
Yes.
All right, deal.
We got a
month at a time.
Let me go through these bottles. We have a 1943 Latour, a 2011 Scotland, a 2011 Mayomi, just says 2011. Noble 2004 from the Harrises. Ooh, Chateau Grand Mene Grand Cru Classé, beautiful. I can't see who that was from though. From Chad, awesome. Diane with the Vianza Asadiana. What is that one?
It was their signature one all the way back then. It's been so long I don't remember, but it says a red wine.
I like it.
There you go.
Mike Daggett with a 1988. Go ahead, Mike. Where's Mike?
No idea. I got this when I was deployed, and the guy in the market said, "Oh, you buy this real good, real good."
Oh, Tokai, yes.
Tokai. We have a Tokai upstairs.
Oh, you
So
buy
I
this
did.
last long time.
You buy this. You buy this last long time, except for it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have one of those.
Don't bring that to the tasting.
No.
No, don't bring that to the tasting. Only if there's some paint that
Marty,
needs to
we
be-
do have standards.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No Sutter home.
No.
No rice wine.
Nelson with a 1975 Lally.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
This was sentimental. We bought it at a wine auction because the first bottle of French wine I ever drank was this. So it's not necessarily the very best wine in the world, but when we saw that there was one that existed, this was the first year, I guess it was imported or something, whatever it was.
I like it. No, sentimental wines are just as valuable as the presumed trophy wines. Absolutely. And even for better reasons. Julie Fogarty, a 1992 Opus. FYI, that's way past its prime. Open it when we get to see you. Wink, wink, nudge. Nelson, I don't even know this one. You guys submitted two. I like it.
No, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's typing problems.
He's an engineer. He went and found the oldest chronological bottle in the entire place. So that's it.
Understood. Jeff Greasy, a 78 Latour, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Meeting.
Bring that.
It's on the A list.
I'll be the one that decides what you can bring or not.
I was just going to say, do you remember that game that we played as kids? I'm going to a picnic and I'm bringing a 78 Latour. Yeah, Jeff can come.
Yeah. Actually, this one we're saving because you all don't know this, but
Invitation granted.
our very dearest friends in the world are in another one of these boxes in Nelson and Liz. We're dear friends. So this is waiting for us to open together.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay. And the Mannings with the Luna de Luna. I do not know that one. Indulge us.
It's a Magnum, and we bought it at our children's school silent auction when they were in elementary school. They're now young men. So we haven't opened it yet. So the next time you guys come visit, I don't know, we may have to crack it into that one.
Oh, it's pretty too.
Yes, I like it.
It's the biggest one on the panel, just saying.
Yeah, it wins.
You win.
I won't even touch that. Ellie Sanford with the 1996 Haute Bailey or Haute Brion. Ah.
Really?
Trying to hit the unmute button, but I like it.
We got it when we went to France.
Very nice.
Boy, if I had a nickel for the stories I hear when people say I got it when I went to France, couldn't be more jealous.
France, Indiana.
Lyme disease.
1985, though I know that I have older 85 Dow's Port, 95 Diamond Creek, absolutely. Stephen, 2018 Hoffmanberg Honig Chardonnay. That's your oldest vintage? Your oldest bottle in the house?
2 years old.
They're alcoholics, evidently.
No, sorry, I joined late, guys. I typically come here early, but I was busy to work, so I joined and was what you talked about. You were probably asking what's the wine you're drinking. So that's probably.
That's important part. Lost in translation. There was a scavenger hunt question, Stephen, that was what is the oldest bottle in your house right now? And whoever had unopened and not consumed. So look at Stephen says challenge accepted.
He's off and running.
Here we go. Let me switch off my background so you can actually see me because it's a little difficult.
I see a port.
Yeah, I should.
Background, none. Okay, now you can see it.
Yep.
1985.
19.
Oh yeah.
Oh, 1980.
Oh, I thought that said 1930 for a second. I was
calling to you, Stephen.
Oh, I thought it said 1880.
I'm sleeping.
That would be nice.
Now.
All right, Mr. Glick is the winner.
Yeah.
Woo! I'm canceling the order I placed earlier today.
We'll just add the coupon to it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, you crazy wine kooks. This has been an absolute treat for a year, 9 months. It seems like about 7 years. We talked tonight about a trip to Napa, and Jeff and Jane know, Sean and Marilyn know, a few other, Diane probably knows. Obviously, we do a few trips to Napa a year, or did prior to the pandemic, and we used to go 4 or 5 times a year. Jeff actually talk about right place, right time. I made a post on, I don't know, Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or something like that when we were in Napa, and Jeff texted me. He said, "Hey, are you in Napa?" I'm in Napa. And lo and behold, we had an instant meetup of about 6 different wineries showed up atop the, I don't even remember the name of the hotel in downtown Napa. But things tend to happen when the Angels come to town. So we are planning a trip as soon as it's safe to travel. And Carmen Buffington in the house. Look at you, girl. Carmen Buffington, by the way, longtime Chicago resident, now Sonoma girl. Been there for 5 or 6 years now. That's 4. Okay. Whew. Was a frequent visitor to the wine shop on Belmont Avenue that we used to own. And, but we are planning a trip to Napa, probably Q2-ish. And we're also penciling a trip to Europe, Q4 river barge, if things happen appropriately. Look at Mission Control. Are you out of your effing mind type of thing?
No, he's not, Denise. He's not.
No, we're going. Denise, we're good.
We're on.
Nelson's good. Nelson had to go take care of something else. Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
And she's going to ship wine to Europe for the trip, right?
Nope, just going to be drinking European that wine.
So Martin, there's a river barge that already has my wine, as I was supposed to go this past. My flight was supposed to leave on March 17th.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It's waiting for you, Rebecca.
And they're waiting for me to rebook.
What line?
Alma Waterways.
Alma Waterways. That's the Cellar Angels line.
There you go.
Good. All right. So you already have one customer.
Lots of work to do.
Lots of work to do. But we'd be remiss if we didn't say thank you again for everybody that has participated, not only this evening, but throughout the year. And it is a crazy year. We can't do this without you and the friends that you've brought into the fold. Jeff has brought his whole family into the fold, children, grandchildren. Jeff, I don't know if you recognize that your youngest has your credit card, but is placing a lot of orders.
Hey.
Dang him.
And they're not at home right now, so that's why they're not on tonight.
No, I mean their children have your credit card.
That's what I meant. Oh, yeah.
Easy come, easy go. It's for a good cause.
It is for a good cause. And that's a great segue, because more often than not, you pick something that's near and dear to us called Save the Family Farms. And Rebecca is a big proponent of that. And they're the ones that are trying to rewrite legislation so that these small wineries can actually have tastings without calling them vineyard tours. And yes, I saw that, Rebecca. But that's a great charity. The other thing you guys have done, and I don't know if you know this, you've built wells in third world countries to get water where people don't have to walk 7 miles each way to get water. You've actually helped World Central Kitchen and Chef Jose Andres feed people after hurricanes, of which, if memory serves, we had quite a few this year. And there's other things that you've done, and Mike Daggett is on. You've all helped Folds of Honor, which is doing tremendous things for military families and those that have served the country. And Folds is one of our best charity partners because of the amount of publicity and promotion that they do within all of their chapters. But every single time you buy wine through Cellar Angels, you help one of these missions. And that is not a commercial, that's a fact. And so the more people we bring into this tribe of misfits and these people changing the world, the better we all are. So I can't thank you all enough. I can't wait to see you in person.
Hey, Mark, before you bring closure to this, and we're sort of I guess we're the senior attendee states people here. I think I want to speak for everybody to say thank you, to Denise, to Ivy. You guys have created something that's amazing. We love you all. You've given us something to look forward to every Friday night.
Totally.
Wonderful. And we've been able to meet people like Chad, like Rebecca, like Jack Selfrick, like, George Noble. The list goes on and on. And so we just can't, the way you've pivoted into this is amazing. We love you guys, and what you've done is just amazing. So thank you and cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
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 You're welcome.
If I could add just a little bit, I want to thank Marty and Denise. They're great to work with. We hooked up several years ago and started this. And my company, we try to do charity work, and this is an easy way and a great way to do part of our charity within our company to promote different things and different aspects and help, as of this year, especially, all kinds of different organizations that can need help. So we appreciate this. And it's also a great way for me to be able to meet people like you that are drinking our wine or introduce you to our wines. We got a lot in the barrel right now, even though 2020 is going to be a bad one, but we got some new stuff headed out in the next couple of years, and we're really excited about. So we'll make sure that Denise and Marty get some more of our stuff coming forward. I will continue to participate in this going forward. So thank you guys.
And Chad, it was very nice to meet you, and I still am waiting for cookies.
Cookies.
I got more to bake.
And by the way, it's funny, we were introduced to Chad via another winery. We were introduced to Rebecca via another winery. We were introduced to Ron via another winery. When you start continually doing good things with good people, word spreads. And we are humbled with the Cellar Angels mission and the way Napa and Sonoma have embraced it. And if you think for a second that we're not going to take everybody up to Rebecca's house and show you, because I told Rebecca 5 years ago when we first landed on the property, I said, I want first right of refusal if the family ever decides to leave. And it is just an amazing, I mean, it's kind of on Golden Pond type of beauty, 7 minutes outside of downtown Napa, that you blink and you miss it. And it's incredible in horse country, but it is a special, special property. And so I can't wait to show people that when we do our Napa tour. And it's something that you all know that we try to deliver a cut above and beyond the, ordinary to the extraordinary type of thing. So we're not going to stop. So as many people as we can get into the tent, we want them in, because there's great wines out there to be explored. There's great causes out there to be supported. And there's great experiences as a result of connecting those two things. And that, in essence, is what Cellar Angels is all about. So I want you all to be safe. I hope to see all of you in 3 weeks. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas, and empty that bottle, Mr. Greasy, go on to something a little bit bigger and bolder. And I applaud you all for spending your Friday nights with us. We are humbled and cannot even thank you enough. So cheers to everyone. And we hope to see you soon.
Everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
See you all.
Cheers.